I'm gonna count it down.
Okay.
Can you guys make? I can't do this.
I do. I think I normally do this.
Because I can't bend that finger without bending that finger. Can you bend just your pinky?
No, I think I do normally do this. Can I bend
if I do
just
this,
my pinky?
Like, can you do this? Can you bend your pinky down without bending your ring finger down?
All right,
let's start the show, without my ring
weirdos.
Finger. Kind of, yeah, a little. No, I guess not.
So look, if I do the 3 like this,
kind of.
I have to keep my pinky straight as an arrow to touch my thumb.
That's so weird.
All right, good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Movie Squad podcast. We are a movie podcast, which is pretty much given away by the name of our podcast. But
tonight we're going to talk about music.
tonight we're going to talk about
favorite albums.
Start. My name is Donnie. I'm
Hello,
hosting
Donnie.
tonight on this
Hi,
podcast
Donnie.
called the Movie Squad. And our theme of our Movie Squad podcast is this, I believe, if I remember it right, Chris, it is that no good movie gets left behind.
That's right.
So,
and sometimes Little Giants. Yes.
Stop.
And sometimes we have Flight of the Navigator and Little Giants.
Hey, you can bite me.
Yeah, I know. Anyway, so hosting with me tonight are my usual suspects. First of all, we have Chris.
Donnie,
Chris,
what's up? It sucks being interrupted when you're trying to do an intro, doesn't it? It's the worst. It is.
And I hate it, but I'm going to keep doing it.
Very nice.
Fine.
I'm
You
excited.
hate being interrupted, or you hate hosting?
I like hosting. I'm not very good at it, but I enjoy doing it. So
You're doing great.
But you really enjoy interrupting me, which is fantastic. Listen, I was super excited last episode because we got to talk about Baby Driver, which I think is one of my favorite movies of all time. But I actually think I'm more excited for tonight, so I'm pumped.
All right, excellent. Philip is here as well. And
Hey, what's up?
Hello, Phil. He looks
what's going on,
so
Phil?
excited.
Not a lot, man. My voice is a little ragged.
Your
Does it
mic
sound
looks
a little
good, though.
Yeah, you guys made me do this. My voice is a little ragged. I had the COVID. We talked about that last time, but I've been coughing.
I did too.
Since? Yeah, you got it since then, right?
I did. I got COVID. I am now non-COVID-y. Tonight, we are here to talk about the 2014 movie with Tom Cruise, Emily Blunt, Bill Paxton, and Brendan Gleeson. That movie is called Edge of Tomorrow. Although there's a lot of confusion about this title, because I'm going to show you the Blu-ray. For those of you who can't see it at home, it says Live, Die, Repeat, and Edge of Tomorrow is in tiny letters at the bottom.
As though it's part of the, like, it's like the Cruise and Blunt are listed ahead of.
Oh, yeah. It's almost like part of the cast is Edge of Tomorrow. So
Live, Die, Repeat is probably a better title.
It's a good title. I like Edge of Tomorrow is a good title. But anyway, I didn't get into all the details, but I guess they were trying to advertise it differently and mess whatever. But anyway, let me give you the
for the record, it's actually based on a manga, a Japanese graphic novel called
yes.
Were you going to say that?
Nope. Go.
All right. So
no, I'm certain Donnie nor I were going to say that.
Well,
I didn't know that.
He was talking
to say it.
So it's called All You Need Is Kill, and I think that would have been a better name too. But whatever. Sorry.
Yeah. They're actually making a sequel called Live, Die, Repeat, and Repeat. So
okay, well,
there's
that.
So here's the movie. Let me give it to you in a nutshell. Are you ready? Here we
go. They kicked it around. I don't know if it's ever gonna make it, but I hope so.
Who knows if anything's ever gonna get made again at this point?
All right, Donnie, go.
Tom Cruise is basically a military officer who's basically more like a PR rep for the military, and he's never been in actual battle, but he has sold to the public the Army's newest technology. It is called the Jacket. It's a piece of it's a mech suit basically that these guys wear to fight aliens, which is is what's going on Earth. We've been invaded by aliens. Aliens are moving across Europe, and Tom is suddenly tasked with taking part in an attack in France. He wants no part of it. He tries to get out of it. He even tries to blackmail his superior, but too bad for him. He is arrested, and he is sent as a highly untrained soldier into battle. And he realizes almost immediately that the invasion that the UDF, what is that, Universal Defense Force, I think is what it's called, basically like United Nations.
Yeah.
He realized very quickly that the aliens knew they were coming, the attack was imminent, and basically he dies very quickly. Is killed, he's killed by himself really, but he's about to be killed by an alien anyway. But he's not killed by just.
By the way, that first death is very brutal.
Yeah, with his face kind of melting and all that. He's not killed by just any alien though. He is killed by what they call an alpha alien, whose blood intermingles with Tom's blood as they die together. And this leads to Tom basically restarting the last 24-hour period again and again and again. He dies each time at different points along the way. But he goes and finds the help of Emily Blunt, who's basically a super soldier that was given this same ability when she won a big battle earlier on in the war.
Verdun.
So in Verdun, which was also a World War I battle. And so he begins to smarten up, begins to learn what's going on, and he tries to figure out how to kill the mama alien that's responsible for all of this time travel insanity. So that is the gist of this movie.
Which they called
Omega Alien.
The Omega.
Is that what you're talking about?
Doesn't make any sense.
Omega, she's the end of the line.
The ending.
I don't know. Chris, let's start with
This
you.
is really the beginning.
Well, so let's start where we should always start in every one of our podcasts. Let's talk about time travel.
Oh my gosh.
Would you
This is
You're wearing a Back to the Future shirt, I noticed.
would you call this a time travel movie? How do you guys feel on
Heck yeah.
the repeat cycle? This is like Groundhog's Day
This
meets
is Groundhog Day.
Starship Troopers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's exactly what it is.
That's what it should say on the front of the box.
That's a better name.
Right.
It should just be called Tom Cruise in Groundhog Day meets Starship Troopers.
It should be called Groundhog Day 2, World War 3.
Yes,
That's
excellent.
a great name. That's a great
How
name.
many numbers can I fit into the title?
Do we consider these time travel movies though?
Yes, of
Phil?
course.
No.
See, I wouldn't either. I don't consider this a time travel movie.
How can
This
it
is-
not be when you're going backwards in time, even if it's again and again and again for the same day?
Because
still
you have
time
no
travel?
control over you don't have any control over it. There's no mechanism whereby if we're using the Groundhog Day illustration, like that's just the fate of the universe doing something to Bill Murray's character. Same deal, right? Like there's a biological reason that this is happening. It's a
know what you're
metaphysical
talking
thing, but it's not
Yeah.
like he gets in a machine and goes somewhere or
So that's your definition of time travel?
I think time travel is an intentional journey through time.
Yeah.
Well, if
I would
that's
agree
our
with that.
definition, of course it's not. But that's not my
I mean,
definition.
That's what I was asking.
Chris, is this a time
would say-
travel movie or not?
I would say no. But the good thing about that is we don't have to worry about Kyle Reese. So let's this
no
movie.
doubt.
I love this
Right.
movie.
What if okay.
Stop now. Don't go down this path.
Okay.
It's going to get crazy. You're
That's
gonna
why it's
get
not a
Chris
time
all-
travel. That's why it's not a time travel movie, because let's say that by happenstance, he was able to survive enough days to impregnate Emily Blunt's character. And then he died. None of that's real. It didn't happen. He goes back and he just lives it again. He's not traveling through time. He's playing the campaign mode.
He's not creating splinters, right? So like every one of his timelines doesn't become 400 different timelines. It's the same timeline that it just rinses and repeats. So I think time travel to me is more like Splinter. Like if you go back and you save, JFK from being murdered, you now have two realities. You have a reality where JFK lived, a reality where JFK died. But that's not what's happening here. Every time he resets, he isn't creating another reality. He's literally reliving the same reality, making different choices.
That makes sense.
He's reading a choose your own adventure novel.
Yeah. And then he gets to go back to the
But it always ends at the same point as what you guys are saying. So that makes sense. I get what you're saying.
Okay,
Chris, what do you were saying you love this movie?
I love
Give
this
us a
movie.
little bit of detail.
So,
Don't go crazy.
So I saw this in theater. I love Tom Cruise. I mean, I will pretty much watch him do anything. I went and saw Night and Day in theater. That movie was terrible. Still loved it. So Tom Cruise is great, and so I went and saw this in the theater. I had absolutely no idea. I don't remember the exact circumstances around it, but I don't think I knew what the movie was about, and I almost think that was the problem. I think the problem was when it was marketed. From what I can remember, and don't quote me on this because it's been a while. What is it? 2014, I think.
Yes.
So I don't remember the Groundhog Day aspect of the film really being promoted.
I didn't know that at all until Donnie saw the movie and told me about it.
Yeah.
I didn't understand that was what was going on at all.
Yeah. So I think that I think for me, I went in just kind of thinking this is like Starship Troopers, just a crazy alien fighting movie with freaking Tom Cruise is gonna do some crazy stunts. I'll do this, right? And I was pleasantly surprised. I thought the way they handle the Groundhog Day mechanic, just the loops and the repeat, I think are fantastic. There are some great I have almost all good things to say about this movie, and I thought it was fantastic. I left with a great impression of it, and every time I watched it with Kira, my 14-year-old daughter, a couple days ago when we were preparing for this, and she loved it, and it was good. I'm all in. I thought it was great.
Nice. Philip, you have a differing opinion. What is your opinion?
Wait. Philip hasn't seen this, right? Is that right?
I had not seen this.
Okay,
movie.
so it's the first time. All right, let's hear it.
I by the time I did see it this week, I did know about the live, die, repeat Groundhog Day thing. But when it came out in theaters, I didn't know that that's what it was about. I mean, it was fine. I found the story to be trite. I didn't feel like there was any real, I mean, obviously you can't develop characters because of the model that you're using.
Okay.
Other than Cruise, obviously there's a transformation in him. I mean, we're going to spoil it, I guess. I thought the ending was,
spoiler alert.
The ending was far too quaint and without explanation. And I think, like I said, it's like they're playing a video game, and this movie ends and you realize there were no stakes. There were no stakes involved. Everybody's going to survive. And so it doesn't matter. You can throw them like fodder at Omega. You can kill yourself in the process, and there are no stakes.
No, that's not true because of the ending. The ending is very important to what happens. I mean,
he loses the power. So like the last run is a suicide run.
Right.
Right.
I mean, it ends up
when he kills it and he wakes up in the helicopter.
Yeah, but they didn't know that was going to be the plan. Like he didn't.
I know they didn't know that.
It's going to be.
Okay.
We'll talk about the ending. We'll talk about the ending in a little bit because the ending is a little bit confusing.
I love the ending, by the way.
I kind of had to think the ending out, and anyway, I love this movie. I really did. I think it's really great. I've seen it a couple times. I did not see it in the theater, but I saw it on video a couple times, and I of course own the Blu-ray, which I just showed you earlier.
Live, die, repeat.
Live, die, repeat. Parentheses, Edge of Tomorrow.
Bam.
I think the cast is great. It was good to see Bill Paxton on screen again. I miss that dude.
Yeah, he's great.
I like him a lot.
And he was good too. He was really.
I like Emily Blunt. Surprisingly,
she's fantastic.
I've seen her in several things, and
she's great.
I like.
I actually thought this was not her best work.
I mean, I would agree with that, but I still think
you probably think it's Mary Poppins Returns.
That was not
Jane Austen book club, but that's fine.
Never seen that one.
It's great.
It was A Quiet Place, but
let's go ahead.
Well, no,
I got something else when you're done.
No, go ahead.
I want to veer off into Tom Cruise territory for a second.
Well, good. That's where I was going to go because you were talking about cast. So I want to jump in.
Talk about Tom.
Like Tom Cruise is fantastic because like I don't know that I've seen another movie where he is such a giant coward, and it was such a departure for his character. You're so used to him showing up and being confident and you know, in control and ready to jump at every heroic thing he can do. And this dude is like trying to blackmail, you know, his superior officer because he doesn't want to go into battle. Like, it was definitely not a Tom Cruise role, which I thought was super, super cool. And to Phil's point, because of the looping mechanic, it is true, we don't get a lot of character development, but I think you get fantastic development for Tom Cruise's character, obviously, because that's the one who we spend the most time with. But just to see kind of how he comes in, just being like, I mean, he basically at the beginning is like, I'm just a pretty face. Like, you understand that I'm only here because I look good. Like, I'm just here.
I'm the guy, right?
Yeah,
I'm the guy they put in front of the camera. That's all I do, man.
Yeah. Anyway, I thought that was a great start.
Refresh my memory. Does he ever once put a bullet in his own head?
No. Now we don't see it. She's just a lot of them. Now he drowns himself at the dam.
He does. That's true.
He's trying to get away from the Alpha when they thought the Omega was there, but then it was just a setup, so he has to drown himself there.
I think it would have been neat. Like, you know, by the way, I'm not advocating suicide.
Sure.
But
yes, let's be clear. None of us are advocating suicide.
It's not suicide if you know you're just going to wake up tomorrow.
True.
So I think he should have plumbed the depths of his despair at some point. Like, I can't get this. I can't keep up with this. It's wearing on my psyche. Like, there should have been, just like in What About Bob. And again, I know this isn't What About Bob, but like, there should have been some.
You mean Groundhog Day?
Sorry. Yeah.
Wow.
My bad.
Yeah.
There were What About Bob Funkos at the store today, and they got it on my brain.
Oh, nice.
I think that he should have gone a little nuts in a few scenes where he went kind of almost kamikaze.
I agree with Chris.
Maybe even popped a few of his teammates just had a little pile moment from Full Metal Jacket.
Just went a little crazy. I mean, so I would agree with that. Had he not had the I think Emily Blunt's character grounds him because she's experienced it, right? So like I think it's once he figures that out, which is like the second death or the third death. I mean, it's pretty quick, and he goes to her, and as soon as he says, you know, that he has the power, she immediately is able to resonate with him, and I think that helps him stay sane through the whole thing.
What if there was a scene where Emily Blunt comes in and he has he's drawn his own IV and he's about to give this power away because he can't live with it anymore, and she has to like reason with him?
Yeah,
that's a compelling scene. That sort of like it isn't. He's not just a superhero. Like, he's a dude who didn't even want to be in this fight, and now he has to live it every day. And it's a puzzle.
It's like a puzzle mentality. He's putting the puzzle together a little bit at a time. Every day is a little bit more. Yeah,
I think if this was a longer, dramatic focused movie, not action focused movie, you would have got a lot of that with him trying to survive with her, because you get these things like when you have the great scene where he's giving her tea. And like he knows the kind of sugar and everything that he likes. So this idea that he's falling in love with it, which they talk about, but just like really on the surface level. But if this was a drama, like that would be the driving force, is that he's falling in love with this girl that continues to not remember who he is. But yeah, exactly. But then to have a scene where maybe, you know, he finally thinks he's like out of it, you know, and maybe she dies or something. He just goes, you know, kind of loopy, kind of crazy. I mean, I could definitely see a version of that for sure. I don't think they play enough into that. You know, even towards the end, like if you at the very last scene, you know, he just kind of smiles at her, but knowing everything that we know that they just went through, like, you know, maybe it would have been a different reaction. But anyway,
Donnie, what were you saying?
No, I was just going to say I love Tom Cruise, the actor. I mean, Tom Cruise, the person, may be a complete psychopath. He probably is. But the guy's a good actor, man.
He's good.
I don't know. I know he's been nominated a few times for Academy Awards. He's never won one, which is surprising because he's been in some really good stuff. But Chris hit it on the head. He's playing totally against type in this movie, and it's uncomfortable when he is interacting with the general at the beginning. it's awkward, like how slimy he is. You're just like, oh my gosh, like he's actually trying to blackmail this dude to get out of fighting this battle. And you're just like, oh my goodness, that is not Tom Cruise. But then of course he starts getting trained and learning, and he becomes who you expect. But we didn't really, talk about why somebody, I don't remember who said it in the movie, but somebody said that the mimics, which is what they call the aliens, they wait. What did I write here? They wait for the dominant life form to attack them. Like, I guess they're like parasites out on asteroids or whatever, and they go to a planet and then they wait. And once the dominant form starts to attack them, they replay everything until they finally win and take over the planet. So that's what's going on through the movie. That's what Tom Cruise discovers. And so, anyway, Rita is her character, Emily Blunt, and we find out that she is, like I said earlier, super soldier. And we're like, well, how did that happen? I mean, she has this helicopter blade sword, and she just going through battle and wiping everybody out. And,
is it actually a helicopter blade? Did I miss that part?
It is. Well, it's cut and it's got a handle on it, but it's a helicopter.
I don't think they ever say it.
They don't say it in the movie,
but I think
I read it somewhere.
She's bad A too, man. I think she's great in this movie.
She is. She's fantastic. And so she lost the power. She had it, and she did exactly what Cruise is doing. She grew day to day until she figured out where they were, and became super soldier and renowned in the military. But she lost it because she had a blood transfusion, and once you lose the blood, you lose the power. And so,
there's like a Christian message in this movie.
Yeah, there you go.
Like
lose the blood,
the power's in the blood, right?
Yes,
why wouldn't could you not, let's say you knew that, and I get that they sold us on this, like, well, everybody thinks they're crazy, blah blah blah, but they couldn't, I mean, I guess they kind of address it, but it's like, you couldn't have figured out how to harvest this, like, this blood and I don't know, it just seems like,
but they don't know, like,
she does.
Well, she does, I guess. But now, again, the alphas were pretty rare. They were not like a...
Yeah. Wasn't like they were on the battlefield all the time.
Right. If they were, this would have happened to a bunch of people, because that blood would have been flying everywhere. So this is a pretty rare occurrence for them to mix the blood together. That's kind of idea.
I see what you're saying, though. Like, if they could have, like, rodeo clown one of those and just, like, started sucking the, the blood out of it, just like have like a whole like line of soldiers and just start injecting the blood in. I think, but to the
then
point,
it becomes Captain America.
I do, yeah, exactly. I do think that the idea is that more of the blood is in the subject, right? It's not a perfect science,
right?
So I think it's just like, I just don't think they have enough information.
It's an interesting premise. I don't want to like shortcut or like shortchange the premise.
I love the premise of this movie. I think it's really great.
I think it handles it so well, just so well. I love it.
I also love. Let's talk about the reset scenes. I love the editing of these reset scenes.
So good.
I mean, he jumps around all over the place, and I like that. They don't just play it, okay, now he's here, now he's it progressed this, and they mix it up and they throw it out. And probably my favorite scene, you guys probably will maybe agree, I don't know, but is when he tries to roll under the truck.
Yeah,
he gets run over by the truck. Who knows how many times, but they show it at least one time.
Yeah,
and
I like also when he's running to Rita on the beach and he gets hit by the truck. That's a great scene too. Yeah. So good.
Yeah, I like how they intersperse all these different kind of just crazy scenes of, some of them she dies in, and it's just kind of this whole thing. And he basically becomes a hero, of course, to all the people on the beach, and he's running around doing all these superhuman things, and that he's learned how to do. So
my wife, I watched this movie with her, but not watching it. She was in our bed
watching at it.
Not even. She was on her phone with her back to the screen, like laying on her stomach. And I was watching the movie. But when she does that, she still kind of listens. And when he first repeats, she's like cranes her head. She's like, what's going on? Like, it sounds like, didn't they already do this? Did you rewind it?
Oh yeah.
No.
She
Like,
didn't
this
catch it.
movie is about this guy repeating the same day over and over again. She's like, oh, okay.
Right.
But it was just funny because if you weren't like
Yeah.
dialed in and you didn't know the premise, like they kicked it back. And it makes you wonder how many times, like, did they reshoot those scenes or did they reuse any of the editing?
Yeah.
That I do not know.
It's hard to tell. Now, I mean,
They change enough in each
goes
scene
on, yeah,
that you have
enough,
to,
yeah.
they have to, but early on you wonder if there's how much of it, because when they would recycle scenes, parts of scenes fast, like you said, Donnie, they're like cut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How much of that they just,
I love it. I love watching that whole montage.
The editing is great. Yeah, and then when she starts shooting him, like that's great too. And when he just keeps begging, he's like when he's like crawling away, he's like, no, I'm fine.
he's like, I just broke my leg. I'll be okay. It's like, no.
So does that mean that he feels it?
That's a good question. He never does.
Like, why would he be afraid? He knows the stakes.
You just have to start over. Like, I mean,
you
have to go through the whole rigmarole. Yeah, I mean, so
it's not necessarily a pain thing. It's just an emotional.
Yeah. So let's talk about time. So I think I read that they actually showed 26 in total if you count the last reset. Like, that's how many they show. Although he alludes to hundreds or
it has to be
more.
Gosh, yes.
I think in the graphic novel, I think it was around 300 is what they ended up kind of stating that he did.
So he lived a year that day for a year.
Yeah, for a year. Yeah. So you don't want to have to, so you're doing the work, you're putting the work in, you're getting your butt kicked, and then you break your leg and heck, I gotta go all the way back to the beginning and start again. Yeah, that would be frustrating.
Well, see, the thing about it is that Rita knows, like Cage, that's his character, Cage. He's thinking, I can pull this off with a broken leg, but she knows the magnitude. And she's like, no, you're broken. You cannot do what has to be done.
Yeah,
unless you're totally, whole.
Yeah.
And so she just like, bang, you're back.
And Phil, for the record, it is 2 days if he lives to the beach. So the beach is day 2. So if it's, so sometimes he dies before they get to the beach, but if he makes it to the beach, which he did that a lot too, that's 2 days and then a reset. So I mean, we're talking about, a couple of years of repeating the same day. So
and I kind of wrestled with the timing, not the timeline necessarily, but like he goes and sees Rita, they train, like that training. I mean, there's only so many hours in a physical day. And so then they train for a while. Then he interacts with his buddies from his company who are ticked off because he disappeared and that whole thing.
Yeah. And so I don't think I'll call them buddies. His
they wind up going with him to battle.
That's true. They do at the end.
Giving their life.
Only because he reads their palms and tells them the future, basically. It's like,
sure.
I know everything about you. I know every bad habit and every family member that you've ever had. Okay, we're going.
Yeah.
He's good at blackmailing people.
Oh, apparently that's his jam. He learned even more.
That's his superpower.
But yeah, I felt like it was hard. It was like, man, this day seems really long, even though he's lived it over and over again. It seems like it's really long. But
yeah, but I mean,
probably nitpicking a little. But yeah,
but think about it. He wakes up, right? So you got to figure what it's at best 8 a.m. But it's a military base, so maybe 6 a.m. He's waking up.
Oh, it's early.
And then you get, I would say probably, of course, we can't get an actual time, but I would say probably within the hour he's at J Squad. And so, so you could squad. You could theorize that maybe before lunch they're doing their running, and that's when he gets squashed by the truck. So I'd say by lunch he meets Rita. So if you go from lunch to 12 o'clock, 11 o'clock at night training, I mean, that's a 10-12 hour day of training if you can survive, not break your leg, and then you repeat and do it over again for 300 times. I mean, that's a lot of training.
I don't understand that training
with the
metal
windmill
things.
Yeah, the metal.
Seems like
yeah,
it's like he's shooting them. Why aren't they stopping?
Right.
Yeah.
This is a
Let's
lousy
talk about-
simulator.
Yeah. So
Sorry.
well, I've probably seen every alien type movie ever made. I've seen all of them.
Bold claim.
Wow.
That's
Have
I
you
bet I
seen Mac
have.
and Me?
I have, and it's terrible. That's one of the worst movies I've ever seen. It's
Have you
awful.
seen
next.
Have you seen K-Pac?
I have not seen K-Pax. No, I'm not.
Whatever.
By the way, just so you know, that was an intentional placement. Chris is plugging our next movie. We'll be doing Mac and Me.
Mac.
Oh my
and
gosh,
Me.
I will be absent. Donnie will be absent for that episode.
I'm sick from that cinnamon.
Hey, you know what, Donnie? No
That's
good
gonna wake
movie.
me up
No
for 2
good
weeks.
movie gets left behind, Donnie. That's the slogan.
Did you see
Fourth
Phenomenon
of
with John
July.
Travolta?
Phenomenon.
It's not really an alien movie.
I think I watched it, but I didn't really pay attention to it. It's John Travolta. I wasn't really that interested. So
John Travolta.
John Travolta doesn't do it for me. I don't really.
Have him and Tom Cruise ever been in a movie together?
I don't think so. Not off the top of my head.
Yeah.
6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon. Alien movies.
Aliens.
Sorry.
So every time I watch an alien movie, I think to myself, it's got to be one of the hardest things to do to come up with an alien design that is new or surprising. This one surprised me, and I like it. What do you guys think about the design of the aliens in this movie?
I mean, they're cool. I mean, they're cool. I think they're great. You know, you have the actual just the foot soldiers.
Soldiers,
Mimics.
If you
the
will.
mimics.
Yeah, so like you have mimics, just a standard mimic, and then you have the alphas and the omega. So I think the standard mimics, they look like little crabs, like little squid things, and that's cool. I think that's great. But the
Crab squid things.
yeah, I mean, they're like tentacles and like
Yeah.
But then the alphas are cool because they kind of walk like they're on. They obviously don't have 4 legs. I don't know how many legs they have, but they walk almost
a lot
animalistic, but I
they
love
don't really walk. It's like a Sonic the Hedgehog thing. They're like rolling at you.
It's like a
Sonic the Hedgehog.
But I love the just the like the effect that they give them, where it kind of looks like that. They just don't look.
They're kind of like Penelope from Wreck-It Ralph.
Yeah, they kind of glitch a little bit. Yeah. Which is cool because that makes them. We need to watch Breaks the Internet. That Donnie would have fun with that.
No,
but
he would not.
They have no, that's true. They have this like glitch thing going on, which makes them look very alien.
That's a good way to describe it. Glitchy. Yes.
Yeah, which is cool. I think it's a great design.
I think the alpha is perfectly designed for like a little figurine, like a statue. Like it's it looked kind of like
menacing. The blue.
Menacing.
I'll keep that in mind.
Some LED lights in it, which would be pretty cool.
I continued to wish they would slow down at some point so I could get a good glimpse of them.
Yeah.
They are.
That bugged me a lot. It's like, what do these things look like? Like I can't get a sense. And maybe that was part of the production, but maybe that's how the soldiers felt.
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah,
did it only travel subterranean?
I feel like that may have been just budget restraints.
Yeah,
like, we don't want to.
It's just a blur. We can just
we can
get
away
on
with
the
a
screen.
lot. Yeah.
Do they only travel subterranean? They do, right? Typically, I mean, they seem
it's
to.
It's kind of what it looked like.
They're like
on
Tremors.
The beach.
How many different movies can we compare this movie to tonight?
We've done Tremors, 51st Dates. We've done Groundhog Day. You did What About Bob?
Wreck-It Ralph.
Wreck-It Ralph, yeah. Lining it up.
Sonic the Hedgehog.
Sonic the Hedgehog.
Sonic is a movie. Were you referring to the movie when you made that comparison?
Yeah.
Or were you referring to the video game?
You know what I was referring to, but we'll say movie. Here's the thing that bugs me, though, about alien movies, and this one fits the bill. At the beginning, when you first encounter aliens, it's like they don't die. Like they're blasting this thing. With machine guns. And it takes 5 people to kill one. Yeah. But as you progress to the end of the movie, Tom Cruise is shooting them with 1 shotgun shell and they're dying. And it's like, There's no consistency in alien movies ever. Even my favorite movies, like the Aliens franchise, it's like when you first encounter alien, they're unconquerable, if that's a word. And then by the end, it's like bang, 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 you're all dead. It's like, what is it? Like, why can't they just be scary, but yet be able to be killed with a shotgun at the beginning?
I always thought in
Yeah.
Aliens, the real menace was how many of them there were.
Right, but even still,
Which could be the same in this movie.
Well, but not really. It's
I'm saying it could be. You could have played it that way, like they swarm. But you're right. Like they're shooting them like they're armored.
Right.
At the beginning, it takes rockets and
Tom Cruise
mines.
When he runs around that foxhole, I mean, he's shooting the alien in the middle, and he must have shot 100 rounds into the thing. It's like it's like, okay, it's not.
And later in the movie, he's like, "I need 3 extra mags."
Yeah, it's like, no, I need every extra mag that you own. That's what I need.
Yeah,
I was a little surprised by that. Like, I don't want to be the gun nut in the room, but 5.56, that's basically a 22 round. They have these mech suits. It's just a supersonic. I mean, it's a supersonic 22 round. They got these mech suits with rockets that come off like Spider-Man's iron spider legs that shoot rockets.
There you go. There's a reference to
5.56.
Yes,
Avengers
and Iron
Infinity
Man.
War. Yeah,
I feel like they should have.
We are knocking this movie out of the park.
Yeah, those things should have at least
Phil's
been 50
our
cal.
resident gun guy. That's Phil.
Yeah, they should have at least been 50 caliber.
Let's take it.
Enough about the alien.
Let's divert a little bit now to the suit. So I don't know what your research.
Why are they different?
Well, hang on. Before we get to there, they're all real. Did you read anything about this? So they
suit.
Yeah,
this may surprise you, Chris, but I don't read about these things before we talk, unless I'm hosting.
Very good, because you just assume that we're going to tell you everything. Good, that's great.
No, I'm not the host. I want to be introduced to this.
You like to be surprised.
Look, look, you can almost see a Lowe's box right here. Do you see it? It's kind of shining through right there. Look.
I see purple. I see orange. That looks like a home. Oh yeah, it is Lowe's box.
No, it's a Lowe's box. So no, the mech suits were about.
That's a medium. It's 18 by 18.
Between 80 and 90 pounds each. And they built them and they acted in them. They're real legit mech suits.
So when Tom Cruise is running and it looks like he's running in something heavy, he's running
in something heavy. Yeah, and they tell the story that Emily Blunt told the story on a talk show that when she went in for her fitting, Tom Cruise was there, and they got the suit on her and she started crying because it was so heavy. So yeah, I mean, that's pretty cool. This is pretty fun. But again, we're in a day and age where so much CG and stuff happens to actually have practical effects like that. I think it's pretty cool.
But see, I think that's Tom Cruise. That's a Tom Cruise thing.
Yeah, he likes that stuff
for sure.
You ever think about that? Like the people that act in these movies are not jocks.
No,
Tom Cruise is. No,
well, Tom Cruise is a freak.
Tom Cruise
that guy's in good shape and he climbs mountains freehand, whatever you call that.
Okay, I'll give you that. But I'm just saying, like the kids that get into Hollywood tend to be the kids that were part of the drama department.
Yes. Yeah, watch them try to throw a baseball or a football on film. And
I love sports movies, man, for that reason. These kids
pitching in any movie, almost any movie ever, whether it's an adult or a kid, is awful. When they let the ball go, it's got like an arc to it, and it's just like
except for Rookie of the Year,
where
it's
like
perfect.
It's like stop doing that. Anything else on that?
Oh no, I just we
why were they so heavy? Just because they're made out of metal?
Yeah, I mean it's a friggin' mech suit.
It's a lot, man.
So they were different. Yeah. Like some of them look like burlier, like
the one naked guy.
Like almost like they were the heavier tech.
Yeah. I didn't read anything about.
I would like to have gotten a little bit more. Maybe there was. The TV I watched this movie on did not have amazing audio. And so it was one of those movies, is one of those setups where like the action was so loud.
Oh yes. The dialogue was
so quiet.
Yes.
And so like I'd be up so I could hear the dialogue, and then it would cut to an action scene, and my wife's like, "That's too loud," and I'm like, "I know, I'm sorry." And so I'm like dancing on the volume button. For
we
2 hours.
we do that a lot too because we have a baby sleeping in the house. I will tell you though, you might want to check if your TV has a surround sound audio setting. If that is on, it always jacks with the levels. So I would.
It's
always
also
turn
possible
that
it's a Westinghouse brand TV that someone gave me, and it probably wasn't designed with high quality speakers.
Maybe, I don't know.
But I'll check that out.
I'm saying surround sound. Just check it out. Let's talk about the ending.
So
Donnie.
don't let it be set.
Wait. I want to talk about
Okay.
the beach scene real quick.
Okay.
So the beach scene is, if you pay attention, it's Normandy Beach. They
Did
are
they actually film it on Normandy?
No, they
filmed
started
it
on a back
lot.
lot. Yeah.
But it is in the movie supposedly.
Right.
So they're basically storming the beach of Normandy from World War II, which I thought was pretty
and when did the movie come out?
2014.
It came out was it 70 years
On
D-Day. It came
D-Day.
out June 6th.
Yes.
It was released on D-Day.
Yeah. So
I
they had
did not know that.
Yeah, they had
Sweet.
Verdun, they had D-Day,
Verdun
had Normandy, and they.
So then, what's a better Normandy movie? This movie or Saving Private Ryan?
This movie, of course.
Stop it. Of course,
This
it's
is way
Saving
better than
Private
Saving
Ryan.
Private Ryan.
You're an insane person, and I know you're trolling right now, so stop. Verdun was World War One, not World War II. Normandy was World War II.
Oh,
anyway,
well,
so ending.
Same
history.
So sorry about that
Hashtag
ending.
history.
I did not understand the ending at first.
Okay.
I kind of had to do a little research, and then I was like, oh, okay, that makes.
Well, then enlighten me, because I don't understand.
Sense. Okay, well, no, hang on. I want to hear Phil's. I want to hear Phil's take first before we actually talk about it. Like,
My
what?
take.
All right.
Yeah, like what do you think happened at the end?
Well, I think that he died,
Okay.
and he was consumed by, or like as he was dying, he destroyed the Omega. He, in some way, his body absorbed the essence of the Omega, and he went back to kind of the event that started it all. So I don't know why he went back to that event and not back to the beginning. I guess because they killed everything, and so he had to go back to, like, he wouldn't go back. Like, he had to go back to. Is it because he went back to where the aliens, before the aliens had started messing with the timeline, the repeat?
No. So
Okay, so I don't know squat about the
no.
movie,
That's fine. That's fine.
I did watch it.
Let me ask you. Hang on.
It's not him. It's the alien.
Maybe.
Resets.
Hang on now. Maybe. So Phil, do you think? So the aliens are gone, right?
I heard that. Yeah.
I
had to turn the volume up a little bit.
So what was your take on the last scene? Do you think Rita remembers?
Carry on, Chris.
I just want to. All right,
yes.
Yes. You do. Okay.
All right. If he does, she does.
Oh, interesting.
Because her memory of having all of that would have carried. Oh, are you asking if she remembers him?
Yeah.
No.
So she doesn't remember the final fight.
No,
okay.
She remembers.
No, she died.
Okay.
She died.
Okay, I'm just asking the question.
No.
Settle down.
No, she does not remember.
Do you think that Tom Cruise actually dies and that's just a Jacob's Ladder scenario at the end?
No.
No, I think we could pin that response. We could pin that on any movie, right?
I figured we had to throw Jacob's Ladder in here.
It's not
all right,
clearly,
Donnie. What do you got? What's your take on the end?
Why is that where he goes back to, Donnie?
Well, my take on the end. Okay, so whoever has the ability, which has been the Omega alien, and then Tom Cruise and Rita, he resets 24 hours, right? Is that correct? 24 hours, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Is it from when they died though?
I don't know, because it goes to the same spot.
No.
Yeah, I never thought about that question, because Cruise comes back to the same spot every time.
Yeah, it's not 24 hours back.
That's weird.
It's like a mark, like they notch a spot in time, and that becomes it's like he, again, I mean, continue to make this this observation until someone says it's a great one. It's a video game.
It is a video game. Yes.
He gets to the checkpoint and then he can't go. That's where he returns to the checkpoint every time he restarts.
Okay, well, okay, interesting.
He should have played
it's just
multiplayer mode, but he played campaign mode.
Crap. Okay, so what I read was
because I don't understand. That's why I don't understand why he wakes up in the helicopter at the end.
What I read was that the alien is dying. It gets blown up and it is dying. So and of course it can reset the day because that's what it does. So as it's dying, it reaches out and it resets the day.
Did you actually read this, or are you making it up as you go along?
No, I read it, but it's not making as much sense as it once did.
Your reading comprehension is usually
I love the show. I love the show.
Does Tom Cruise remember? He doesn't either. He died, right?
He definitely remembers. Why else would he go find Rita?
Yeah, he remembers. Yes.
How can he remember?
Okay, so let me break this down for you.
Please. So here's Chris is like, I already know the answer, but I like to watch you idiots squirm.
No, I want
sweet.
Okay, Donnie, just you're the host, so I don't have to be. I know, so I can say whatever the crap I want to. It's your job to rein me in. So that's on
try.
you. That's not on me.
You're fine.
When you breathe, I will try.
So listen. So we have to understand the two characters, right? So we have Omega, we have Alpha. The trick is the Omega is the one who actually resets the time, but the Alpha is the one who triggers the reset. Okay.
The Alpha signals the need to reset.
The Omega
and the Omega acts
by
that
himself.
out.
That's not his power.
Okay.
That's right. Every time an Alpha
when the Alpha dies. Yes.
Omega resets. And
That
Tom Cruise is like an Alpha. Right, because that's how you put the transponder in him. Right.
Yes.
Okay. Go on.
So it backs up 24 hours. Okay. But it's 24 hours from where the Alpha was. The Alpha died on the beach. So that's the checkpoint, the video game system. That's the checkpoint. So you go back 24 hours. So that's why he always wakes up the day before. All right. At the very end, Phil, to help you, he no longer is at that point on the beach day.
I understand.
He is also no longer the Alpha. So when he kills the Omega, the final reset resets to the day before. And so he wakes up again, but this time the day before. So if you look at it as, so day one is helicopter.
You're speaking confidently, but without substance.
Okay, look.
Why does he go? Okay,
go ahead. No, go ahead.
No.
Okay.
Why? But which? The way I hear what you're saying is the death of an Alpha should have been what triggered the reset at the end, not the Alpha on the beach, but the Alpha that speared him.
Yes.
But that's more than 24 hours past.
No. Okay, hang on. Okay, here.
Because they never get to the beach.
Yes, there you go.
They kill Omega before the Battle of London ever, or the Normandy.
The Alpha that's in the water with Tom is the
one who
trigger.
Resets. Yes.
When he dies.
Time. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I got it. So
yeah,
why does Tom Cruise remember? I don't understand why he remembers.
Well, because he gets the Omega's blood, so it's similar to the Alpha.
They do give you that
he
blue.
Basically, so here you go. So Tom Cruise basically becomes the Omega.
I have a problem though.
No, hang
on. I
understand.
Let me finish. No, go ahead. Yeah.
But because the Omega is dead, and then it wipes out everything else, there is no other Alpha to trigger the reset. So Tom Cruise is technically the Omega, but he'll never reset again because there is nothing to trigger. He cannot trigger it himself. Now, the question then has become, why is the Omega dead whenever Tom Cruise resets? The answer to that, which is just conjecture, but it's because the Omega is a constant. So when the Omega is destroyed, it is destroyed in every time variable that it restored. That's right. So when he dies, he
feels like a power source.
Yeah, it's like he's gone from whenever it was. So when Tom Cruise comes back, he's already dead. It's gone. Like you don't have to re-kill him.
Okay,
it's just done.
Okay, I get that.
Makes sense, actually.
I get all that. It's convenient, but I get it.
And I love it. And I love it because Tom Cruise, and this is why I liked it. It is a little bit of a cheese happy ending, but I like because Tom Cruise comes in and he gets to see, J Squad. They're all healthy. They're all alive. He watched them all sacrifice themselves for him. And then he goes and sees Rita. And then the first thing she says is, what do you want? And it's just that moment of we can finally just move forward now. And I think it's great.
Right.
I think it's really cool.
Yeah,
I
it's
love
good.
it. I like
it's a great
it.
ending. Yeah, it's a good.
I guess it's fine.
Whatever.
It's too tidy.
Are you just mad
I'll
about
give it
Little
to you.
Giants? Are you just getting
No.
back at me for Little
Also
Giants?
a movie with a very tidy ending.
Very tidy. So
very
tidy.
tidy. Very
I
tidy.
just I was
okay.
surprised at how much of a wrap it up with a bow happy ending this kind of movie came with. I was surprised by that.
I'm guessing
nobody is actually gone. Nobody.
It's a super happy ending. We need some of those every now and then.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, the heroes win.
I've
you
watched
want
some
the
other
heroes
movies
to
this
win.
week.
Yeah,
I think it would have been better if the movie had ended with Tom Cruise dead,
I agree. And then it
but everyone
resetted.
else
Yes.
alive.
And
you sort
I
of get
don't
this,
disagree with that.
Kind of like sweeping montage of the guys in J Squad finishing up their card game in the bunk because Cage doesn't come in to interrupt their card game. Or you get, of course, they wouldn't be in that card game because they're not going to invade, but they were still stationed there. So they would have been playing cards. Or you get Rita like stocking up her gear, getting ready, or like turning in her weapons or hanging her sword, whatever. I mean, just like, and you realize like they've all been restored, but Tom's gone.
Yeah. And I do
Katie.
kind of agree with that. Yeah.
I think it would be cool if the ending was Tom Cruise as a big giant 8-legged blob living underwater, resetting time.
That'd be amazing.
Maybe that's what the sequel will be. That'll be awesome.
That would be awesome. I will say for the record, the way that the graphic novel, the manga ends is that Rita and Cage both realize that they've killed when they kill the Omega, they're the only two left, and so because they trigger the reset, one of them has to only one of them can survive, or it's going to constantly be resetting. And so they end up fighting to the death, and Cage kills Rita and becomes the last signal. They call them signals in the manga. And then they move forward. So time can move forward. So there you go. That's how that ends. That would have been nice to see Tom Cruise have to murder Rita.
Murder Emily Blunt. Nice.
That's actually the question I was going to ask when you told me to hold on, was if Tom Cruise were to die, would he reset?
So
because he's living in that world still, but just without the threat.
That's what
of
the
alien
sequel
death.
is going to tell us, I'm sure.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting. So if you're asking my perspective, no, and so the way that I understand it, based on watching it a bunch of times and seeing what I saw, is that he becomes the Omega. The Omega cannot reset time itself. It can only reset time when it's triggered by an alpha. So since there are no more alphas, then technically Tom Cruise cannot reset or loop time. Now, if that is the actual truth and they come back, what's to say if another alpha comes in the sequel that it doesn't re-loop? And that's a way to tie it in. Or we find out that the Omega does have the ability to loop if they want to continue the story on that way. But
I think we find out that
no.
Rita in the sequel gets some alpha blood, and then her and Tom Cruise become drunk with power.
Oh, and they murder everybody.
They become the infestation.
I love it.
And it's the two.
And
of them
here we go.
world.
No. But they get in a rocket ship and fly to their home planet, and they do the repeat on them and murder those fools.
They don't fly to their home planet. They fly to the moon.
Do they fly to LV-426 and wipe out the alien planet? Little aliens reference there, boys.
That's funny. That's
all
good.
right. You guys got any final comments about this movie before we rate this bad boy? Phil, what do you anything?
I mean, it's a fun watch. Like, don't let my negativity
it's bummed me out.
Not let you watch it. It's a fun watch. I'm just saying, just my final thoughts again are the same as just kind of encapsulating what I've already said. I'm just saying there are a few things I would have done, I think could have been done differently with this story that would have made it, I don't know, more realistic. But I guess we don't go to the movies for realism.
No, we do not. Those are the worst kind of movies.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not saying like it has to be realistic. We're dealing with animals, like we're dealing with what Chris described as squid crabs.
Yeah,
in
dude.
sand.
Yeah, which
So
I find an
obviously-
odd mixture.
Obviously,
Scorpions.
realism has been dispatched from the outset.
Yeah. Who cares about that?
However, I don't know. I think you could have done some cool things. A little bit more character development.
So
Navigate
you
some of those
basically
things.
feel like some things got left out that could have been
It's
added
a
in. That was your
shooter. I
big
mean,
complaint.
it's this doesn't feel like a Tom Cruise joint to me. This feels like a Mark Wahlberg joint to me.
Or like a Dwayne the Rock Johnson.
I disagree. Tom Cruise chooses some really good. He chooses good movies well.
Oh no, the movie is great, but I agree with Phil that this is a run and gun type movie. It's not necessarily. Tom Cruise is not who I would have picked. They actually did want Brad Pitt, by the way. He was the first choice for this.
I would not have chosen Tom Cruise for Jack Reacher, who is described in the books as like 6'4" and 250 pounds.
But that movie's also great.
It is, but
It's like a dollar store John Wick, but great.
right. Christopher. Final
So
thoughts.
I actually agree with Phil to a certain degree. I absolutely love this movie. I don't need action. Like I like to show up for character development, and I think that is, if I had to nitpick anything in the movie that I was less satisfied with, it's that part, because the parts of the movie that I love the most are the scenes where he's making her tea or coffee and he knows what she takes in it. The scene where he talks about her middle name, where you find out that she actually fell in love at Verdun. The same thing happened and the person didn't remember her, and kind of what that was like. So like that's the kind of stuff that I really enjoy, like the deep character stuff. And I think that in a different movie that wasn't a video game movie, I think we would have got a lot more of that. And so I could have taken, I could have taken an extra 30 minutes of this movie, just character development. And still enjoyed all the action stuff. So, but even that being said, I think what was there is enough to give you, the picture. But it's just kind of, I mean, he lives this life. We just talked about, right? If it was 2 days of time and he did it 300 times, which I tend to think he did it more than that. We're talking about he spent 2 years maybe with Emily Blunt. I mean, like completely head over heels in love with this person. And every time she doesn't know who he is, and having to redo that struggle, like there's a lot of like character depth there that they just, in this type of movie, they cannot jump into. So I did, I would have loved to seen that. But honestly, the thing I love the most about this is the time skip. I think that they do it excellent. I think it completely checks out. I think that there's really no confusion around it. I think that it's really tight and it makes total sense. And I think it's fantastic.
Do you think it would be a
now
better?
that you explained it.
Yeah, for sure. The ending explanation helps a lot.
Yeah.
Do you think it'd be a better movie if he was forced, if he hated her?
Yeah.
Like, what if you were stuck in a time loop every day
them.
with the same person and you hated them?
Yeah. Yeah, I get it.
That'd be a better movie.
So if you were stuck in a time loop with Rosie O'Donnell, right? So I mean, it sounds terrible. Yeah, I would
terrible.
not. I would not want to do that.
I would then start putting bullets into my own brain.
Where Tom Cruise is like, can I get a blood transfusion? Anyone?
Yeah.
Anybody
got one of those?
On day 2, he's in the hospital with the IV. Okay, do it.
Didn't work out, guys. I'm sorry. I know a lot of you are going to die on that beach, and we're probably all going to go extinct. It was worth it. She was that terrible.
Earth, yes. The fate of mankind relies on this. I know. Just do it. I don't care.
It's fine. It's fine. Honestly, with people like that in this world, we don't deserve to survive.
We don't deserve to live. Chris was talking about the relationship with Rita, and there's a point when they get to the house and they're trying to get the helicopter. Remember that? And he's like, there's no way that you live.
That's right.
From here,
you never.
That's actually a really great scene. We never get past this day.
He's totally destroyed. He's like, you don't live past this day ever.
Yeah.
And he's just like, he doesn't want to let her do any of the stuff that is going to kill her. It's like he wants to just, like, he almost forgets about what he's doing. He's like, I just want to keep going with you alive.
That's what he said. He's like they have food and we can just, we can like hold a, like, let's just stay here and be together.
We're good. We're fine. Yeah. Forget everybody else. Yeah.
And not to nitpick again though, but why is she so hesitant in that scene to believe him?
I think she's just trying to push him. Like, you got to do this. We've got to move forward.
Right. But he's like, if you get in that helicopter, you're going to die.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, my other beef with that was, why does he need her alive to continue on?
He doesn't. He wants her alive.
Oh, yeah, because he wants her to survive it. Because if he finishes the task with her dead, she'll be forever dead.
She's dead. Like her buddy died. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Because if he kills the Omega, then he didn't come back.
So can I tell you my theory real quick? I mean, we didn't get to this, but I had a theory that I called out about an hour and a half in, maybe an hour in, and I was wrong. When he gets to the dam and the Omega is not there, with where he drowns himself, but he's at the dam. Because at that point she's dead. He flies the helicopter to the dam. Mm-hmm. I expected Rita to show up at the dam and for us to realize that all this time Rita was just an aberration put on by the Omega in order to create disinformation and keep him chasing.
There's a word.
Yeah.
What?
Disinformation.
Oh, so that's really what I thought was going to happen. I actually said out loud, I was like, she's the Omega.
Yeah.
Ooh, that would have been a good story.
That would have been, that'd been a great twist. Yeah.
And then you realize this whole time he's fallen in love with her and been led astray by the Omega.
Alien.
And so now you got to put all that aside and go after her, realizing what he's really dealing with.
Yeah. That would have been a great twist.
I was wrong.
Yes, you were wrong.
You were totally
great.
Wrong.
Way off.
But
I thought I was onto it. I was like, I can't wait to tell these guys I figured it out halfway through.
That's great. I love it.
I picked this movie, which means obviously that I really enjoy it very much. I love the cast. I love the story. I love the effects. There's really nothing I don't like about it. It's except for what I said, the aliens, just there's such inconsistency in alien movies. It drives me crazy. But
yeah,
I guess they just have to create this grand menace that just seems like there's no way to overcome it, and then they do. So I get it.
You got to create a massive sense of foreboding, right? Because you're dealing with the otherworldly.
Yeah. How will we defeat them? There's so much stronger.
If you could just shoot them with if you could just throw a bottle at them and that would be great. What if they were like insects? They were super fragile. You just throw a rock at them and they're just like.
That's like Mars attacks.
But to your point, right? They don't upgrade anything. Going back to the video game analogy, right? You level up, you get magic powers, you get attachments to your gun, whatever it is, and then you go back and you finally can beat that boss. But like they're shooting them, at the hour and a half mark with the exact same bullets they started with on the beach at minute 10.
5.56.
Yeah. So it's like I get what you're saying. The menace is fine, but there should have been something that was like Tom Cruise just knowing where they are doesn't magically make his bullet stronger. It just makes them more prepared. And so they don't really address that. So I get it. I'm with you.
All
right, let's rate this thing, dude. Chris, we'll start with you. What are you gonna rate this bad boy?
I mean, I love this movie a lot. I would give this 145 bullets to the head. So,
oh wow, fired by Rita.
By Rita.
Okay, good, nice. That's our first over 100 rating, I think, on this show.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I like it.
Well done.
I like it.
Well done, sir.
I like it.
Wow.
Philip, rate this movie that you loved.
It's fine. It's a B. I mean, I'm not rating it with the letter grade, but it's a B plus. I mean, it's not that bad. I'm going to give it a 22 broken backs.
Oh.
Nice.
I'm fine. I just broke my back.
Oh man. I am going to give this movie 85 Tom speed bumps.
Kind of made a little squishing sound.
That is my favorite scene in this movie is when he goes to roll into that truck and he does not make it.
Yeah.
It's pretty great.
I could have done it with an edit where there's like 2 or 3 more of those just for comedic effect, because they only show the one where he gets squished and then the next time he makes it. So a couple of more of those, just like quick edits where getting ran over, like that would have been funny. But
it would have been good.
Yeah.
All right, guys. I guess that wraps up our.
They should have broke his back falling out of the jet one time.
Yeah, that would have been a good one.
Yeah.
I broke my back.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Or the
right. No, this is good. This is a good movie.
It's great.
All right. That's gonna wrap it up on Edge of Tomorrow, the 2014 Tom Cruise. And I hope you guys will go out and check it out and watch it. And we got our YouTube video. Get on there, like us, and tell people, man, we're trying to get the word out. Subscribe, download, whatever it is, podcast. It comes out on Mondays, twice a month, and we're trying to get the word out. So let people know, and give us a rating. We want a 5
shout out.
rating.
I know we had a new listener on our pod last time. Our last episode was was a first for some.
Okay, I like it. It was a good one too.
More of those.
So yeah,
more of those. Tell your friends. Even if they hate movies, they'll love us.
Yeah, I mean, we talk about strawberry
What's
milk.
not to love?
We talk about terrible cereal habits.
Milk.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah, man. All right.
We talk about space mints. You know,
we're gonna talk about other stuff in a minute after we end this thing. But that's it for the movie part. And we are the Movie Squad. Check us out. And I appreciate Phil and Chris. And so here we go. We're gonna sign off. This is Donnie. And we will see you guys next time on the Movie Squad.
Squad.
All right. Take care. See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
What is your favorite smell? Now, let me clarify a couple things.
Okay.
Number one, what do you want to smell like yourself?
Whoa.
Other people.
Okay.
Number two, what do you like to smell? Musky or musty?
Musky.
Musty.
With
like a nice musk.
Oh gosh, you're making me sick. I can smell you from here.
Holy cow.
Old Spice.
What do you want to smell like? And also, what do you want to smell? What is your favorite smell? Now, I went with, are you okay, bud?
Yeah, I just never think about smells.
We should have got a heads up on this topic.
Really?
No.
I'm just kidding. No, I'm kidding. I have an answer.
So what do you want to smell like? What do you enjoy smelling the most?
Musk.
And let's try to
sweat.
Body.
Sweat for both.
I love BO.
I love a nice bell peppery BO.
I love eating onions and breathing on people.
I like when milk has been in my mouth. I drink milk right before bed, and I wake up in the morning with that taste in my mouth. I like to smell like that taste.
Oh, this is fun.
Okay. Yeah, this is great. So I want to try to. Food is gonna be an easy fallback choice, which is fine.
I can't even think of any foods. Foods are not even on my mind right now.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Then, all right. Do you want me to start?
Yeah. What do you want to smell like, Donnie?
3. I wrote 3 down.
Okay.
3. Oh my gosh. Are there 3 shades of musk?
Are you sticking with musk? Is that your final
one, man? That's the one.
I just like the fact that we use the word. I use the word shade to refer to a smell, not scent.
I feel like Phil needs to phone a friend and come up with a better answer.
Would you worry about
anyway?
Me?
What about? Go ahead.
All right, I'm going to start. I'll start with let's see if we can come up with a couple different ones. I'll give you a few. Number 1 is lemon. I love lemon.
But you don't want to smell like lemon.
Wait, is this you want to smell like lemon?
I would not mind smelling like lemon.
Oh my gosh, you're a freak. That's like you're like the grandfather from the Lost Boys. You're like spraying Windex.
Happening right now? I've never been like, hey, Christy, can you do it? Does this smell lemony enough? Do I smell?
Oh my God. Donnie
Give me
gets
the
ready for a
pledge.
date.
Is this
Donnie
too much,
gets ready for
is
a
this too
date
much
by cleaning the
tangerine?
house.
Is
We're
this-
going out tonight. What are
I
you
think
doing?
this-
I'm
is
cleaning
this-
the
Is
house.
this a solid grapefruit or is it lemon?
Oh
Okay,
my
good.
God.
Feels a little too limey.
Why did I bring this up? I should not.
Dude,
have
I'm
done
serious.
it at all.
Can you imagine Donnie being like, he's like cleaning the table. Nobody's looking, and he's like, tss, tss, tss.
Oh my gosh.
Some problem. Something wrong with this guy. All right, lemon. What's
what
next,
do
buddy?
I want to smell like?
I hope it's not a
How
fruit.
about how about lumber? Is that is that a thing?
Yeah,
Sure,
yeah,
lumber's
there you
good.
go.
That's a good
Like
answer. It's a
sawdust
better
lumber.
answer.
shavings.
Smell like
I like
lumber.
that
There
answer.
you go. Whew.
Man,
I mean, I
Tell
was
me-
I was
tell
gonna say
me-
kiwi, but
No,
you know,
stop. Wait.
Sprite.
Tell me that you don't enjoy. Stop. That you don't enjoy a good
I do.
citrus smell.
I do.
I mean, I
You're
do.
walking
In
through
my cleaning
orange
chemicals.
blossoms or
Yeah.
Yeah.
lemons or grapefruits
Yeah.
or whatever.
To clean out the garbage disposal, I will cut up either lemon or orange and put it
Yes.
down because the peel, the
Yeah.
citrus helps clean the blades and sharpen,
Yeah.
and then it always has this great smell from. I don't ever.
It smells
Oh, I
like
love an
that.
orange
Thing.
blossom.
I don't stand
From
there and be
now
like,
on-
God, I wish I could put the smell on my body. I don't say that.
You could just take the peel and rub it, and then
This
toss
is
it.
so
now
much
on.
cheaper than soap. Can you just
It
when
is.
you kids, when you eat those oranges, just leave the pills on dad's dresser. It's so much cheaper.
Wow.
From now on, when you smell that smell in your compact,
I'm
in
gonna
your-
think of you. Yes.
You're gonna
I
think
will-
of me.
I will think of you. Phil,
All
what do you
right.
want to smell like, man?
What do you want to smell like, buddy?
Please say musk again.
Musk. I like to smell like so I have to give an actual scent. I can't pick like a kind of cologne.
Sure, go with that.
Whatever.
Whatever. Do you wear cologne?
I like a eucalyptus.
Oh, you
I do
that's
sometimes.
clean.
Why is that better than lemon? Why am I getting made fun of? With
Because
lemon?
I've never used lemon shampoo, but
We'll
I've
throw
definitely used
eucalyptus
eucalyptus
out.
shampoo.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, you know what? We do have a lemon sage soap that we've used before.
Menthol.
So
Okay, you're
menthol's
proving my
good.
point.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Menthol, really?
You ever
I
wash
don't
your
know
hair
that.
with mentholated shampoo? It
Well, I
burns.
do. I have a tea tree shampoo that I use that has
Kind of gives you
has-
that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why
burning
am
scalp.
I getting mocked off the stage with lemon, and you jokers are talking about tea tree and eucalyptus that you actually bathe in, both of you? I don't bathe in lemon, never have.
Yeah, but the difference is
Can't prove it.
we use we use products. I don't go to Walmart and be like, hey, do you have anything that smells like tea tree? Do you have oh, it's over here. That's great. What about
Leather.
What about leather? Oh, that's a
Good
good one.
choice. That's a good choice.
That's a good one.
There's a good
Nice.
line in Wild Hogs when he says he smells like leather and something. Ah, dang! I would have looked it up if I
It
could.
must have
remember.
been a great line. You remembered it almost.
It's William
I
H.
think it's
Macy. It
musk.
was-
I think it's leather and
funny.
musk.
Leather and musk.
Donnie, you
Probably
gotta tell us
leather
the-
and lemon.
You got to tell us the other two before we move on. You said you
No,
had
no.
three.
The other two are scents I like to smell,
Oh, okay.
not smell like.
All right. So what do you want to smell, Donnie? Now, is this just like in life?
Yeah,
But
man.
like-
Walking down.
Okay.
I
Wait,
love
wait, what's the third category?
category. Whatever.
Yeah, you said
Let's
what
talk
you
about
want to
smell.
smell like, and then what you want to. You told us
No,
three
what you want to
categories,
smell like and what you want
and
to
then what
smell.
you'd like to smell. You just gave us three, but that's fine. All right, go ahead. What do you like to smell, Donnie?
I love the smell of jasmine.
Oh my gosh, the Disney princess.
It-
That is really weird.
I don't even know what that smells like.
Like curry, I think.
If you,
The line is, did you smell that
oh
man's
my
neck?
gosh.
Did you smell that man's neck? His cologne is fantastic. It's musky with an oaky finish, like a lawyer cowboy.
That's what
The
Phil
word
wants to
leather.
smell like.
The word leather was not in there anywhere.
A lawyer cowboy.
It wasn't.
All right, Donnie, what do you want to
So
smell?
jasmine is a
jasmine.
flowering
Jasmine.
plant, and if you've ever had it in your yard, you know it. When you walk by it, it is like, ugh,
Oh yeah,
it
jasmine,
smells
like Confederate jasmine.
wonderful.
Yes.
Oh yeah, it's great. It's
Summer
fantastic.
blooming jasmine in the cool of the evening.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
Magnificent.
Magnificent.
I also enjoy lavender very much.
We have
It's
lavender
a
plants
great-
in our front yard.
We have lavender plants in our kitchen.
A friend of mine lent me some lavender, I think, oil.
Yeah.
I had my thumb was cracked open, and they were like, "Here, this will make it heal or whatever." And I was like, "Ooh, that really smells good."
Yeah.
So those are my smells.
Yeah. I like it.
Phil
Yeah.
or Chris, who wants
Phil,
to go?
what you got?
I
What
like
do
a
you like to smell?
eucalyptus. I like a leather. Being serious.
Leather smells great. I agree with that.
So you want to smell what you smell like.
You like
You just
smelling
want to smell
yourself.
yourself. Like,
Yeah.
hey guys,
Yeah.
how's it going?
I smell amazing.
Yeah.
I smell great.
I've got a beard pomade, like a beard balm that I can't tell. I don't know what it is, but it's fantastic.
Yeah, I have a good
I
one. It's
have beard balm.
sandalwood, and it's really good.
Anybody want it? Because
Yeah, I'll take it. I have a very coarse beard, and so I just kind of try to. I need to find a way to soften that up. I've heard beard
Indeed.
oil is better.
it's what I have is beard oil. I'll give it to
try it.
you.
Yeah, bring it on.
It's nice.
Yeah, I like to smell. I'm not gonna lie to you. This might be
Just
a little
throw
bit
it out.
too intimate.
Oh no.
I like the smell of sun-warmed skin.
Okay, I don't know what that means, and I'm uncomfortable.
Like if your arm is warm, and maybe even just kind of like a.
What?
I love that smell, dude.
So you like the smell of cooking people?
I just telling you, man. I love the way it
You
smells.
like
I
the
love the way
smell
skin smells
of
when it's been
lightly
out in the sun.
toasted- Lightly toasted.
Am I a
people.
vampire? I don't
Okay.
smell it, but okay.
Well, you've been out in the
Um,
sun all day. You've been in that stupid sweatshirt. You probably
Actually, I
smell.
have been in the sun all day.
Probably-
I've been in the
yeah.
sun all day.
In long sleeves,
Chris.
short sleeves.
I have to wear long sleeves with my Orkin gear.
This episode's brought to you by Working.
I like the
wish.
smell of napalm in the morning.
Yes.
I mean, we
that
had to
is a
say
great
it. We
answer.
had to say it at some point.
Napalm does smell fantastic.
I don't know. Man, I don't
How about
know.
gasoline?
I like Pam. No, I don't
That's
like the smell of
napalm.
that. Yeah.
You don't like the smell of gasoline?
No. I like
Are
the
you
smell
serious?
of
I love the smell of gasoline.
what is happening? This is not real.
It's for real. My son smells
love
gasoline
smelling
like he loves
Freaking
it.
weirdos are
Spray
you?
paint, any sort of
Oh,
like
God.
I might change my answer from lemon to gas. I would love to smell
If
like
anybody is
Put a little-
looking, if anybody is looking
Yeah,
to get
man.
in on the podcast game, just hit me up. Let me know because this is not going well. All
gas.
right.
A couple of openings.
Some weird people. So I don't know. I like oh crap. I like grass, like freshly cut grass.
Ooh, fresh cut grass is a good choice.
I like that.
That's a solid choice.
That's a good pull, right? I do like leather as
Oh.
well. Like Phil said, I'm a big fan of that. I like I like baby shampoo or like baby soap. I love when the
Johnson
babies
and
get out of-
Johnson
yeah, like
baby
Johnson
soap.
Johnson baby soap when
Unbelievably
they
good
get out of
smell.
the bath and it smells fantastic. I like I'm not a fan of the toasting skin, but I do like Banana Republic, like a coconut kind of tanning, lotion. I
Yeah.
love
I like the way a Hollister smells. You walk into a Hollister
I don't
store.
know what that is.
I don't either, but it smells. I love it. I don't.
It's like a department store.
It's like a 20-year-old's cologne. Like they just
Oh.
they just spray that crap everywhere.
Oh, nice. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Okay.
I love this is going to be gross to non-parents and Chris, but I like the smell of like newborn baby mouths before they've had teeth and tooth decay and disgusting. Like their breath is
Okay, so this has been a great podcast. I listen.
Oh my
You
gosh,
asked.
I don't even know that.
You
smell.
asked.